empaths, we are soaking in all the emotions of the entire universe all the time. So I started to ponder to myself, what kinds of things do empaths need to be whole, to be healthy, to be happy? And there was a really short list that I kind of came up with. So these are the 4 things that I have found that empaths absolutely need, that are an absolute requirement for you as an empath to be able to be happy, to be satisfied, to be supported. And number 1 is you need to have healthy boundaries. This can be an enormous challenge for us as empaths because more often than not, we may have grown up in families who did not have any healthy boundaries or did not allow us to have healthy boundaries. Maybe you grew up in a family where you were very parentified, where the parents were unable to take care of their own emotional self, where they put a lot on you, that you had to fix things or take care of your younger siblings, or that you were constantly acting as the peacekeeper between the adults in the family or as the family as a whole. And so because of that, you were never allowed to say, this is what's okay with me and that's what's not okay with me. And that's really what a healthy boundary is. That's it. This is okay in my world. That's not okay in my world. And we weren't taught as empaths a lot of times that we had a right to say that, to set those boundaries. And in fact, oftentimes when we set those boundaries, those around us that like to take a lot of our energy will get very, very ticked off. But at the end of the day, the fact that we're sort of turning our energetic spout off from them and actually taking care of ourselves and saying, you can have this much energy and no more. You can have this much time and no more. Or that you just simply have something that you want to do for yourself or take care of yourself. The fact that we are doing that, if they get mad, they get mad. And so one thing that's very important to be able to put into place is those healthy boundaries. Now, one thing that can help you a great deal in being able to put those healthy boundaries in place is to make sure that you are doing a shield exercise every single morning. And certainly shielding before you ever encounter somebody who tends to be a person who sort of, likes to take your energy. So for that one, you definitely want to make sure that you are shielding first. Now, for more help shielding, definitely you can check out my Empath Institute. I've got every possible tool that I could possibly come up with to help empaths to be healthy and happy and empowered. So the next thing that an empath truly needs to be able to be happy and healthy and whole is someone in their life that truly understands them, that loves them, that understands their sensitivity, that honors their sensitivity, that supports their sensitivity. Too often in life, we as empaths will encounter people that are either on the narcissistic spectrum or that just simply cannot possibly understand the depth of how we feel. So encountering somebody, I should say, and bringing people into our life, and certainly in any kind of a partnership situation into your life that supports you, does not require necessarily that you are matching up with or part of the life of someone else that is also an empath. That what it requires is that you have somebody who is empathic enough that they're going to love you and understand and support and honor that part of you that feels overwhelmed sometimes by the pain of the world, that has this deep driving desire to help people, that doesn't know the ability to say no when someone's in need. And if you can find someone like that in your life that can help you to sort of ground those aspects of yourself, to be able to learn how to pull back and to mostly just feel absolutely safe as who you are, to never say to you something like you're too sensitive, or you're taking this all wrong, or I can't believe you're worrying over nothing. Instead, someone who's going to say, I know that you are sensing all of this stuff and I get it, but how can I help you to process that and be able to move forward? That is a gem. And so if you can find somebody like that in your life, then you need to hang on to them, which is how I have my husband of 20 years. The next thing that empaths really need to be able to be happy and healthy and whole is to find people in your life that can give as much as they take. So we as empaths tend to find ourselves in a lot of situations, a lot of relationships where people want to just take from us. And then when we need something, when we're down, when we're worn out, when we need help, poof, they're gone, right? I have had this happen many times in my life where I have had something go on that is just, epically difficult for me to deal with. And the people that I have supported and loved and held up for a long, long time are suddenly nowhere to be found. And that leaves an empath feeling not only unloved, but unworthy, unvalued, not valued. I don't know if that's a word. As if you have no worth, as if you don't matter to other people. And so unfortunately, oftentimes what that does is it sets up a really bad cycle for an empath where you then try to prove your self-worth by helping more and more and more, even these people who aren't helping and supporting you, and you're proving that you deserve the love. And then something else happens and they don't help you again. And it sends yet another signal that you're unworthy of love, that you're unworthy of attention, that you're unworthy of support. And so that is a cycle that as an empath, in order to be truly happy, you have to learn to break. So if you have people that you can take a look at in your life that are like that, where you need the support and they take off, one of the things I would definitely counsel you to do is to make sure that you are taking time to set time aside for yourself, assess who those people are, and set some limits on how much time and energy you're allowing yourself to connect with them. And sometimes you have to cut off people like that completely from your life, quite honestly. And then what I'd like you to do is take a look at, do you have anyone in your life that gives as much as they take, that is going to be that person or people that are going to be there with you, high or dry, thick or thin, sickness and health, that whole thing. Do you have people like that in your life? And if you do, those are the people, those are the relationships to make sure that you're cultivating so that you as an empath can truly feel like you are worthy of a better life, of a life you desire, of the good things in life. Get away from the messaging that you're not worthy from these people that are not supporting you, and align yourself with people who believe that you're worthy and are going to love and support you and give to you as much as you're giving to them. And that brings me very easily to the fourth thing that an empath needs to be sort of happy and healthy and whole. And that is to have unconditional love in our lives. I can remember throughout my life, so many people in my life thought that my love of them was conditional on something, whether it was their appearance, whether it was, money or job or status, or I don't even know, like these things that as an empath, we're looking at who a person's spirit is, and that's what we love. So the rest of it is very irrelevant to us. And I remember as I grew up, I found it especially when I was dating, I found it very hard to understand that other people would play games or, there was this aspect where it was like, well, you kind of have to, you'd only care about me if this, if that. And it's like, it was hard for me to get that. It was hard for me. I wasn't a person who was ever going to play a game. I don't think empaths are really capable of playing games. I think we're looking for just some people, souls that we connect with, that we see something in them that we love. Now, unfortunately, sometimes that which we think we love is just that person's need, and our need to feel like we are saving all the broken winged birds in the world. And that is not necessarily the most uplifting or positive thing for us. But a lot of us as empaths end up with that little pattern there for a while till we break it. But it's very confusing for us because we truly are looking at the person's soul. And unfortunately, what we find more often than not is people that don't love us unconditionally. They aren't looking at our soul. They're looking at what we look like. They're looking at what we give them. We're looking at what they look like when they're with us. They're looking at, whatever little identity things they have set up that makes them feel like, having us in their life is a prize. And that can be very, very hard and very dysfunctional for us as empaths. And so it's important to, again, take a moment and assess those people in your life. Do you have people in your life that understand your unconditional love of them and that are offering you that unconditional love back? That no matter who you are or what you look like or what you do in this world, you will be loved and supported. Because if you can find that kind of a person then your self-worth will go up, your ability to set healthy boundaries, to have that positive give and take, to have those requirements that are going to make you happy and healthy and whole are going to all be there for you. And so I would like you to take a look in the relationships in your life now and really, truly start to filter through. And if you have a few people that you can find, or even one person who truly loves you unconditionally, then make sure that you're enhancing that relationship, that you are focusing energy on that relationship. And also keep looking for those people in your life that come into your life. Keep focused on the idea that you can pull people into your life that love in the way that you love, in that unconditionally loving way. Now, if you'd like some more help on being able to realign yourself as an empath and, have these tools that I definitely worked hard and sort of had to go through a lot to kind of figure out myself, and I'd like to save you some of that learning curve, then definitely check out my Empath Institute and see if it's something that might help you to have these tools and support and the community that you need to be truly an empowered, happy, healthy, and whole empath. See you next time.